What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your $1,400 third stimulus check update, fourth stimulus check update, and daily news report. We got a lot going on today. President Biden gave his first formal interview in front of the press. A lot of details on that. We're also going to talk about the fourth stimulus check package. That's actually some brand new information on that, as well as the people that are still waiting on their third stimulus check. New information on that as well. We're going to jump right into it because we got a lot to cover. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on updates on the upcoming rounds of stimulus, as we're probably going to see multiple different stimulus items in the near future. And I will keep you updated on everything. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. And here we go. Number one is Pfizer is starting to begin testing of the vaccine on children under the age of 12. Pfizer said today that it began a clinical trial testing on its vaccine in children under the age of 12 this week, another milestone in expanding access to vaccinations beyond adults. The company began a phase 1 trial this week, which will determine the correct dosage of the vaccine in a small group of 144 participants, children ages 6 months through 11 years of age. Phase 2 and Phase 3 trials in larger groups of participants will follow. Pfizer says, quote, that they have deep experience in advancing clinical trials of vaccines in children and infants and is committed to improving the health and well-being of children through thoughtfully designed clinical trials. I think the big question on my mind regarding that is that will this be mandatory for children to go to school in the future? Most states, if not all of them, have vaccines that are mandatory for children to go to school. And I really wonder if the coronavirus vaccine will be added to that list. I doubt it will be for this fall because, well, all children won't be able to get it by that thing. But I wonder if by next school season, so a year and a half from now or somewhere around there, if it will become mandatory. Remember, we have an almost 3-year-old child named Julian, as you can see right here with my wife, Laurel, who does all of our video editing. Julian turns 3 on April 27th, so he's expected to start part-time preschool 2 days a week this fall. So, yeah, it'll be interesting to see if children are mandated to have the vaccine for, probably not this school season, but next school season. Let me know if you think that will happen. And whether or not you think that will happen, we're already starting to see it happen, at least in colleges. Rutgers is among the first university to require COVID vaccines for students. Rutgers University will require COVID-19 vaccines for all students enrolled in the fall 2021 semester, making New Jersey's flagship university among the first in the nation to require proof of vaccination to attend classes on campus. Rutgers says, quote, we are committed to health and safety for all members of our community, and adding COVID-19 vaccination to our students' immunization requirements will help provide a safer and more robust college experience for our students, said Rutgers President Jonathan Holloway in a message to students. According to the university, quote, proof of vaccination will be required for all students planning to attend classes on Rutgers' 3 main campuses in New Brunswick, Newark, and Camden in the fall. Students will be able to seek exemptions for medical or religious reasons, and students enrolled in entirely online or remote-only programs who do not use campus facilities will not be required to show proof of vaccination, according to the university. So, I mean, it already looks like vaccinations are going to be mandatory. It's already starting in colleges, and it's probably just a matter of procedure and a matter of time from here on out for school children. But let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Republican senators are alleging that President Joe Biden broke the law when he halted the border wall construction on the Trump wall between Mexico and the United States. President Biden has halted the money and the construction to finish the wall. If you watched in my last video, President Donald Trump said previously in the last week or so that the wall was only about a month away from being completed. Whether or not that's true or not, we'll just have to take him at his word for that. But Republican senators have accused President Joe Biden of breaking the federal budget law when he ordered a halt to the construction of the southern border wall, and says the action contributed to a surge in illegal border crossings. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell and 39 other Republicans wrote a letter to the Government Accountability Office on Wednesday seeking an investigation into the president's actions, which they allege violated a 1974 act forbidding the executive branch from refusing to spend money appropriated by Congress. Quote, on January 20th, in one of the first official acts of his presidency, President Joseph Biden suspended border wall construction and ordered a freeze of funds provided by Congress for that purpose. In the weeks that followed, operational control of our southern border was compromised and a humanitarian and national security crisis has ensued, the letter states. The president's actions directly contributed to this unfortunate yet entirely avoidable scenario. They are also a blatant violation of federal law and infringe on Congress's constitutional power of the purse. The fiscal 2021 spending bill that Congress passed in December has $1.4 billion for border wall building and related spending. Well, it's safe to say that that is just going to probably further the divide between Republicans and Democrats in Congress, as well, they're going to probably be coming after President Biden over that one. We'll have to see what happens. On the fourth round of stimulus and the fourth stimulus package, President Biden is expected to possibly unveil the multi-trillion-dollar fourth stimulus package, the infrastructure package, called the Build Back Better package, as early as next week in Pittsburgh. President Biden's infrastructure bill is expected to include tax hikes on wealthy Americans and corporations. We're also starting to hear that President Biden may be including provisions for free community college for people wanting to go to community college, and also possible other free college measures in this bill as another form of stimulus for people wanting to go to college. One of the big questions is whether or not the Democrats will be able to pass this with Republican support. In the past, Republicans have typically been in favor of infrastructure, building jobs, putting money into the economy in the infrastructure way. But it'll be interesting to see if we get any Republican votes, because at this point, it seems like the Republicans are just doing a vote blockade to vote pretty much no against anything coming from the Democratic Party. But remember, Democrats can pass this through the reconciliation process the same way they passed the third stimulus check package through the reconciliation process, which basically means they can pass this bill without any Republican support if need be.
We have three large grand priorities as the Senate Democrats. One is climate, one is economic inequality and racial inequality, and the third is democracy.
Building roads and bridges and water supply systems and the rest has always been bipartisan. So I put out called upon my chairs of the committees of jurisdiction to reach out to the Republicans to see what we can do, as we have traditionally done, in a bipartisan way. This is about broadband, it's about water systems, it's about mass transit, it's about good paying jobs.
I'd really like to see bipartisanship on infrastructure, because I chaired the committee in the last Congress that passed the highway bill. We also did the water bill, all of the issues of water as well as highway infrastructure. It was bipartisan. Bernie Sanders voted for it, and so did I. We got it to the House, and what did the House do? They replaced our highway bill with the Green New Deal. So they ignored what we had done in a bipartisan way. If they would take the model that we came up with in the committee in the Senate for highway and transportation, I think that's a very good start.
Now, Senator Bernie Sanders, who is the Senate Budget Chairman, the person in charge of the reconciliation process in the Senate, and probably the most powerful senator behind Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, used to be Mitch McConnell, But now the Democrats can pretty much pass things without the Republicans. So you probably have to say that Bernie Sanders is the second most powerful senator at this point. He says that he expects to use the reconciliation process for the infrastructure bill and the next round of stimulus. And he doesn't expect to get any Republican votes again for the next package from Republicans. Now, we already have dozens of Democrats from the Senate and the House of Representatives urging President Biden to include not just one stimulus check in the next package, but multiple monthly reoccurring stimulus checks. But because honestly, this is just kind of my thought, because we're so close to the third stimulus checks going out. I mean, there's literally people that still haven't got their check up until this point. I'll give you an update here on that in a second. My, I would have to probably just guess that they'll probably unveil this package without a stimulus check in there, because we're literally talking about people haven't even got their third one yet. And then I expect the outroar from Democrats and from people to get a fourth stimulus check included in that bill by the time they actually go to pass it. If you remember, that's how the second stimulus check actually got included. Mitch McConnell and the bipartisan second stimulus bill that had to be under $1 trillion to get Republican support actually came out with no stimulus check in there. And I was like, oh my God, how am I going to report this to you guys? And eventually, the push from both senators, we actually had bipartisan push there from Bernie Sanders and Republican Senator Josh Hawley, who's been very quiet as of late. We had a big push from both senators, House of Representatives, and from the people saying, how can you pass this without another stimulus check in there? And what they eventually did is they took the money away from the states and cities and gave it to you guys for the $600 stimulus check. Then President Donald Trump at the time said he wasn't going to sign the bill because the stimulus checks were too small and they should be way larger, $2,000. And that is where the $1,400 extra check came from. To $1,400 plus the $600 would have been $2,000. But that died. That bill passed, the Cash Act, passed the House, a standalone bill for $1,400, because that's what President Trump wanted at the time. And his own party member, Mitch McConnell, let that bill die in the Mitch McConnell graveyard. And we never seen it. Then we finally seen it now through Biden's first stimulus package. And all that happened because of the push and the support and the momentum to add in a second stimulus check. We actually got a second one and a third one. I expect that is probably what we will see in this fourth stimulus package. We're probably going to need a lot of support, a lot of push from that to see another round of stimulus. And who knows what else we could see in there. We could see student loan debt cancellation. We could see the $200 per month Social Security increase. We could see free community college. We could see stimulus checks. And I expect that because it's so close to the third one, we'll probably see lesser at the start, and then we'll see more push to get that done. And because the Democrats are probably going to have to pass this through the reconciliation process anyways, which means they're going to pass it with only Democratic votes, they really could put any of that in there. And I expect that the outcry and the push to get all this stuff added in the next package, and the Democrats are probably going to have to pass it on their own anyways, so they can include any of that stuff in this next package. We had good news earlier today about the third stimulus check for people that haven't got them, mainly Social Security recipients at this point. If you're not on Social Security, you're probably going to be getting a paper check or a debit card in the mail. So please keep that in mind. I expect the Social Security recipients, now that the Social Security Administration has finally sent over the data file for the payments for the information to the IRS, they did that today. I expect they're going to send out a batch of direct deposits for Social Security recipients. As you can see here, the Social Security Administration on Thursday announced that it had finally sent the IRS information on the federal beneficiary recipients for the third stimulus check, the $1,400, a move that should help accelerate delivery of the latest round of stimulus checks to millions of Social Security beneficiaries. As of Wednesday, the U.S. Treasury Department had disbursed more than 127 million economic impact payments, totaling $325 billion in two separate batches. The relief checks of up to $1,400 per person are part of the American Rescue Plan. And get this, this is what I said earlier. This is information starting to come out. To date, the payments that have gone out to Social Security beneficiaries and, well, other people are primarily to those who qualified based on their 2019 or 2020 tax returns, as well as people who don't usually file taxes but submitted their data through the non-filers tool last year, according to the IRS. So this was the exact hunch that I had. I was trying to figure out why about a small percentage of people on Social Security got their checks, but the mass amount of people didn't. Now we know now that the mass amount of people on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, VA, railroad benefits, all the Social Security umbrella, just say Social Security for short. Why they didn't get it is because, well, the Social Security Administration didn't send over the information to the IRS. So we know that now. That's a fact. We've shown it in black and white here in multiple different news articles, and it was the House of Representatives Means and Ways Committee that actually figured that out and said, "What are you guys doing? You have to get the information over to the IRS." And then lo and behold, the next day they did it. Okay, so finally, Social Security has done that. They've sent the information over, and I understand they're behind and all that stuff, right? But finally, they've done it. Okay. But I was wondering why the 10% or so of people that are on Social Security got their checks but didn't, and the IRS just confirmed it. It's people who they have the information and they didn't need to get it from Social Security. So people that have filed 2019, 2020 tax returns or through the non-filer information put in their information previously. So the IRS has that information. The other information was at Social Security, VA, railroad beneficiaries, and that had to be sent over from those agencies, which is what caused the delay. The IRS says one group that hasn't seen any money from the third stimulus check package are people who received some type of federal benefits but didn't file taxes in 2019 or 2020 and didn't use the non-filers tool at the irs.gov. The IRS has said it was coordinating with various federal agencies, such as the Social Security Administration, to obtain the latest 2021 information in order to get those payments out as quickly as possible. Social Security Commissioner Andrew Saul confirmed the data was sent over Thursday morning, finally, and noted the files were delivered to the tax agency, quote, more than a week sooner than we were able to provide a similar file to the IRS during the first round of stimulus payments. The file transfer comes less than a day after Democratic leaders in the House Ways and Means Committee demanded the Social Security Administration immediately turn over the information, and criticizing the agency for delays impacting nearly 30 million people. So hopefully the IRS starts sending out direct deposits and checks and debit cards to Social Security as well as everybody else in the near future, possibly as early as Friday. I'll keep you updated as soon as I see new information. Don't miss out on new videos. New videos come out every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., 8 p.m., and 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure to subscribe down below. It's completely free to do so. And click the bell icon to all notifications so you get reminder notifications for the first 3 videos of the day. I'll keep you up to date on third stimulus, fourth stimulus, related news, Social Security increases, student loan forgiveness, and all the other stimulus items in the near future. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon FBA. I've had dozens of students that have replaced their 9-to-5 income selling products on Amazon, and I teach them how to do that. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.